everyone, welcome back. It's Christine again with the Artist Pod, and today we'll be talking about how to draw a braid. As always, I'm using a Wacom Intros Pro tablet, and I'm drawing straight into Photoshop. So, let's get arting. Alright, so here's the braid. Pretty quick and easy. You just sort of run one segment into another segment, right? So, you're going to have hair coming down this way. And, this is long hair, so there's no need for me to really stop or shorten my strokes except running into another section of hair. And you're going to have hair coming down this way. Right? Running into that other side. So they're almost meeting in the middle here, going in different directions. Then you're going to have hair, coming back this way. And you can wobble them, if you want it to look like they're flowing. I would plan that out though, because you're going to want to sort of gently readjust the angle of where all of these are running into each other. And then hair coming back out this way. So I don't really want a lot of gaps, so where there's gaps, you'll just fill that in. Right, I'll make this a little bit more that way, this coming up a little bit more this way. And so that's all that it is. You just kind of, bring it down. And again, you can re-angle that fairly easily. You just need to readjust basically this middle line and make sure that they're all the same thickness. You can create sort of a wave to it. And pulling that up. And yeah, just nice long lines. Doesn't take long to do. You can have smaller braids. You can have thicker braids. Blades. Whew, some sharp hair. You can really adjust a lot about it, but this is sort of the basics of it, the concept. Right, thickening up that. You can see my line wasn't very good, and then widening up that. Same up here. I need to make sure this is all sort of filled in. And then as you get to the bottom, you just kind of, make it smaller, right? Like I'm going to minimize the size of the braid as it's getting closer to the point where it's going to sort of exit out in effect. And then, you can have like a little hairband going into this hair underneath, which is just going to be coming out from the hairband, right? So you're just going to have this hair coming down. So if we take off that sketch layer, that's kind of what we end up with. Right? So pretty straightforward. As we're drawing, we're just drawing down on that angle, right? Drawing in these segments that just sort of overlap with each other. And then if we wanted to add shadows and highlights to that, my light source is coming from above and to the left, then, I'm just going to put that full pin pressure on, allow the edges to go into the shadow. That includes this edge closer to that side, right? There's an edge here where you have two sections of hair coming together. And then it's going to go into shadow just that little bit underneath. The braid on the other side is going to get a little bit of burst on the side of the light source, but that edge going into shadow before its back edge is going to have more shadow than than the other strand. And you just, do that all the way down. Right? Edges into shadow as it's looping under, backing off that pin pressure. And then likewise on this side. Edge still in shadow, but you're going to have more of a highlight closer towards the light source because it's rounding away sooner. And then you want to make sure there's no big gaps, right? So there's a gap here, so I'm going to fill that in just a little bit. Small gaps can be fine. Because you can really use the fact that this is a black background and really design on it. Underneath again, you have some shadowing. We're just going to pull this all the way down, and then we're going to mess up the hair a little bit. You know, sometimes braids don't look as nice and neat. And they get smaller here. You have these smaller braids kind of kicking in, where hair is probably pulled out on the way down. And then you have that little burst, right? You have some hair that's sort of pushing out from a clip point, where the side closer to the light source is going to have more highlight than the side away. And then if we wanted to mess it up, just going to take, you know, loose light, so light pin pressure, loose strokes, and I'm just going to have some hair, you know, that looks like it's come out of the braid. So just like we do any other time when I'm messing up hair or fur, it's just these light strokes. Right, and just sort of bring it down. Or some hair snapped out, you have some, you know, split ends or whatever. Even on this, you can have some hair kind of going in odd places. Maybe the hair's frizzy or whatever. We wouldn't have anything straight. And then the more you want to add, the frizzier and crazier it'll look, right? Like the more we add to that, the crazier that kind of looks. But that's your general idea. That's how you would do braids in a hair. So hopefully that's pretty quick and simple, creates a nice realistic texture. Alright, so that is how you draw a braid. I hope that's helpful. In the floating nether next to me, I have other videos of art tutorials I have done, and I will see you all soon. Thank you so much. Take care.